Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 EX diesel. 63 plate car with 52,000 miles on the clock, and it's in really lovely condition. Front of the car, you can see they're really clean. Only the odd tiniest little stone chips. Lights, lenses all good. Bonnet itself is really clean. I do apologise, someone's decided to do some building work behind me, which is quite noisy, but there we go, hopefully you can hear me. Coming down the near side first, absolutely smooth in the panels there, really good. Front near side alloy, again very clean and tidy. Panels again all very clean indeed. Near side rear alloy, absolutely lovely. And around the back of the car, all been kept really nicely. Front and rear parking sensors as well as the rear camera, so very few excuses to give it a knock. And then outside the car, driver's side, again very clean on the panels there. Outside rear alloy, absolutely perfect. And then remaining panels, really good. And finally, outside front alloy, again very clean indeed. As always point out, there will be the odd little mark on the car which the camera doesn't pick up or I miss, so please do bear that in mind. Coming to the back of the car now, absolutely huge boot and in absolutely lovely condition back here as well. Coming into the back now, can all be kept absolutely beautifully. Leatherwork's really nice on the car. Loads of legroom in the back as well. Coming to the front passenger side, door card, as with all the others, been kept very nicely. All the little recesses nice and clean as well. And the front passenger seat, again, excellent condition. Coming to the driver's side, driver's door card again, really clean and tidy. The driver's seat itself, again, really good. Just the tiniest little bit of wear on the bolster there, but nothing to report home about. So inside the car now, engine's running through this section so the dashboard can be seen illuminated. Dashboard actually just looks as new in all honesty. You can see their sat nav working perfectly. It's just pairing to my phone to speak, so I'll just wait for that to disappear in a second as it has done. Pop the car to reverse. Got that lovely clear gridded parking camera, again all working exactly as intended. It is fantastic in here. 52,647 miles, hopefully there's a in there for you, so you can see that as well. We come back, get this wonderful view of this absolutely fantastic dashboard. It really is stunning. The only warning light on showing there is the low fuel light current, which is literally just illuminated. Just to show you, owner's manual pack is here with the car, as is the locking wheel nut key. Finally, just to come under the engine bay, beautifully presented as you'd expect from Honda. Just been serviced this car as well, more of which in the following road test video. Right then, this is a road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 Diesel EX, registered OY63XLJ. Mileage at the start of the road test is 52,669 miles. The reason we do these is basically so that anyone that's looking at this car online in an advert actually gets to see that very car in operation. We know just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which looks great in the photos and in the description, only to get there and drive it to find out it's got a fundamental fault which you would never have gone to drive the car or tried to buy it had you have known. So that's why we do it. So it is critical in that sense. Road test is also done on these lovely quiet country roads very close to our premises in this lovely part of Gloucestershire. And we're literally just a few minutes off the motorway, so it's really easy and accessible to us as well. This particular car, by the way, it's every now and again, because we all, both myself and my business partner, obviously we have our own cars, and this is my own car. We change on a relatively frequent basis to so we don't have to get crippled with company car tax. So now is the time it has to go, I'm afraid. But it's lovely. I've done a few thousand miles in the car, and it drives absolutely beautifully. Worth pointing out, I've got most of my driving is doing what I'm doing now, just up these little back roads, short trips, which is actually not conducive to particularly good fuel economy. But my current average, because I started it when I got the car, is 62 miles per gallon, and on longer trips that goes straight up to 70. So those MPG figures are very achievable, which isn't always the case, as we always know. Engine, by the way, on the car starts absolutely instantly, settles to completely smooth, even idle. It's just been serviced by ourselves. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge is running at a third, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car when it's up to full operating temperature. The engines themselves are so that's just a parking sensor picking up the hedge, by the way. The engines are absolutely brilliant. They really are. They're smooth, quiet in operation, very flexible. You don't get loads of turbo lag, or falls off the edge of a cliff and it gets to the top of its rev band. It's just a really class act. They've also got a reputation for reliability and in particular durability that's absolutely unmatched in its class. They're a brilliant engine, and I've had quite a few of them. Engine then feeds through clutch into gearbox. Clutch is perfect, bite point's exactly where it should be, nice and smooth and quiet in operation as well. Clutch then feeds through to the manual gearbox, 6-speed of course, and again, as a Honda always do, they always get the gearboxes absolutely perfect really. It's a lovely gear change. It's got weight, it's precise, it's really accurate, can't feel any wear in it at all, and you would never believe that the gear change itself is joined to the front of the car by cables, because it feels so much more mechanical than that, but Honda put a lot of effort into that, they really do. Steering of the car, really nicely weighted, very positive, very accurate. Again, can't feel an ounce of wear in the system. Track's absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations at all at any speed up to the legal limits, and I've done plenty of motorway driving to take it up to those speeds as well. But it feels really tight and taut, and it matches the chassis perfectly. Because the chassis itself, the last generation bumps like the one I've just gone over there, it would have struggled with. They're much harsher in the way it treated the bumps. This is very comfortable indeed, but it's still very agile. Still corners really flat. It's got a more sporty edge than lots of cars in its class, and I can't feel any wear in the suspension at all. It just feels absolutely as it should. There's no sort of nasty sort of knocks or clunks coming from underneath. Again, worth pointing out, the car later today or tomorrow possibly is going to be going off for an independent MOT, so they'll pick up on anything if required. But I can't imagine there'll be anything at all, because it feels absolutely as tight as a drum in this car. Brakes on the car, just wait to get around past this one a second, and I'm going to give them a little bit of a shove. I know they're absolutely spot on because I've used them plenty of times, but I'll just give them a nice hard shove now. And it's a really good brake pedal on the car. It's solid, it's there straight away. There's no sort of vibrations or pulsing through the brake pedal at all when you hit the brakes, and it pulls the car down straight and true as well. Looking around inside the car, as I always say in the videos, it's really hard to get across just how well built these cars are. I mean, there's not a hint of any sort of buzzers, creaks, rattles, anything inside the car. Is absolutely beautifully made. Dashboards I absolutely love these dashboards. It's not only is it functional, as dashboards should be, but I think it's the nicest dash in its class by a country mile, which is subjective of course, and I know that, so there'll be plenty of people that don't like it, and as I always said, I think that's actually a good thing really. It's a sign of fairly interesting design. The most conventional part, I suppose, is this centre stack here, but sat nav, you can see they're working perfectly. Air conditioning's absolutely ice cold, by the way, and it's in the hottest of the weather, 30 degrees plus, it still blows lovely and cold. Heated seats, everything works. You've got dual zone climate control, so different temperatures side to side can be utilised as well. But the quality of the switch gear is brilliant on these Civics as well. Every button has a beautifully damped feel to it. My favourite part by a mile is this wonderful two-tier dash, and it's brilliant in design because the information you most readily want to see. So when you press a button for your ventilation or your radio, the display comes up on the little screen there, but the most commonly used information on a dashboard of course is your speed, and you've got this big dominating rev counter right up there, So you hardly have to take your eyes off the road. In fact, you don't have to take your eyes off the road at all. I can look at the car in front, and at the corner of my eye, I can clearly see the speed I'm driving at. It sounds small, but it's brilliant in practice. It really is. Down below that, more conventional pod of 3 dials with your rev counter and temperature gauge and fuel gauge there. Again, everything on it is working exactly as it should. You've got auto lights, auto wipers. Again, all those functions working perfectly, as is a hands-free because my phone's currently paired to it. Obviously, generation of car gets DAB radio, which is really good. The steering wheel pretty much looks and feels as new in hand. The car feels like new to drive. It's got a real tightness about it, and I've loved driving this car. As years go by, as is often the case, I'm just getting tighter and tighter with what money I spend. And these cars are brilliant. You know, there's no, currently at least, there's 0 road tax in terms of cost. Fuel economy is there, and as I said, easily achievable. But a wonderful car. As I said at the start of the video, the point of it is to pick up any issues on the car. There's nothing on this car to report back at all. It drives absolutely beautifully. It really does. So that, if you've got any questions, please do ask.